Do you love superheroes the way we love them? Yes, they are a real treasure. Their incredible stories and comics are taken for life. The cool blockbusters with their participation I want to review, and all sorts of comedian Kona, merch, games. The contribution of superheroes as characters to modern culture can hardly be overestimated, but not all of them are admired. And we are not talking about villains. They can also be amazing. However, some characters in the series and comics remain quite specific. It is unclear why they were created, what is the meaning of their existence, how someone came up with something similar. However, it is better to see everything with your own eyes. Are you ready to meet the strangest heroes? Then, Tooth Child. The most unsettling thing about the very creepy premiere of Sci-Fi's new anthology horror series, Channel Zero, Candle Cove, was the brief appearance of a shambling creature made entirely of human teeth. The Tooth Child, as it's known, is an orthodontic nightmare. But it's not the only dental-related scare on TV right now. American Horror Story frightened viewers with a hailstorm of teeth during its season premiere. Earlier this summer, we dealt with the opposite dental issue in Dustin, the second most charming character on the biggest horror hit of the year, Stranger Things, is missing his teeth. The 6 episodes that Channel Zero, Candle Cove lasts ensure that not only does its powerful premise not deflate, but that the tension increases, as well as creating a gloomy and uncomfortable atmosphere, and make us fear, which is what we have come to. The series is not perfect. It lacks visual personality, although it is appreciated that all the footage is not tinged with oranges or blues, that contemporary obsession, especially if we compare it with American Horror Story. Its closest reference, and Paul Schneider, Parks and Recreation, is just charismatic enough to carry the weight of history. But even with that, it works. So if you have 6 hours to pass terror, hit play. The Wall. In one of Spider-Man's strangest live-action TV adventures, he battled the Wall, a living stack of bricks. In the Marvel Universe, Spider-Man has a wide-ranging rogues gallery, which enriches the types of stories that can be told with him and the unique interactions of superpowers possible. However, having such a diverse variety of villains also means that at least a few of them will be duds, and Peter Parker has faced his share of silly villains. Whether it's Stiltman or Paste Pot Pete, everyone's favorite web slinger has thrown down with some of the off-the-wall characters. But perhaps the most off-the-wall villain Spider-Man has ever faced was, in fact, an actual sentient wall. In one of the light-hearted, kid-friendly stories from Spidey Super Stories, Spider-Man went up against the wall in a tie-in to the Electric Company. The comic book adaptation of this sketch gives quite a bit more depth to the story. Spider Super Stories number 8 by Gene Thomas and Winslow Mortimer even gave the Wall his own supervillain origin story. Apparently, when a high school student was involved in a tragic wall accident, he was transformed into the Wicked Wall. For some unknown reason, the Wall knows about Spidey's day off at the park, probably because he's there in costume wearing a Mets cap, and sets out to ruin it. The Brick Wall quickly knocks over one of the outfielders and the umpire, who's quick to point out that, according to the rulebook, being knocked down isn't funny. Spider-Man's initial efforts are ineffective as he bounces off the wall to no effect. Not to be deterred, however, the webhead quickly webs up the wall. Unfortunately, all the superheroing on the baseball field is against the rules, and the umpire ejects both hero and villain from the game, leaving Spider-Man to wonder who won. Pumpkin Rapper. The 90s. It was a time when the revolutionary martial arts robot dinosaur teen drama Mighty Morphin Power Rangers could put absolutely anything in their universe, and it would fly into the nation's television screens via Fox Kids to delight one and all. 25 years after its debut, it's amazing how much of a tapestry of 90s elements we are weaved into the imported Japanese footage for a snapshot of pop culture at the time. For hashtag National Pumpkin Day, what better time to revisit the rapping pumpkin villain known as Pumpkin Rapper? Spitting rhymes between Putty Patroller attacks, Pumpkin Rapper has become something of a cult figure in the show's fandom, representing all that was inventive and absurd about the series that captured the world's hearts. 2018 finds Pumpkin Rapper more beloved than ever, finally receiving his first action figure, immortalized in plastic in a finely detailed Funko Pop vinyl. Animal Vegetable Mineral Man. Animal Vegetable Mineral Man is a fictional supervillain from the DC universe and a foe of the original Doom Patrol. The character made his first live adaptation on the first season of the Doom Patrol television series on DC Universe, played by Ailey Mappa. Dr. Sven Larsson is a Swedish scientist and a former student of Dr. Niles Caulder. But they had a falling out after Larsson accused Caulder of stealing his idea for the anti-decay ray. Larsson gains his superpowers after falling into a vat of amino acids. He uses his powers to get revenge on Caulder and his Doom Patrol. The Doom Patrol defeat Larsson and are able to remove his powers. He later regains them and fights the Doom Patrol again. Larsson returns to face the second incarnation of the Doom Patrol in Doom Patrol Volume 2, number 15, on December 1988, and number 16, Winter 1988. In partnership with General Immortus, he is defeated after Celsius encases him in ice. In a 2009 interview with Keith Giffen about his Doom Patrol comic, Giffen reveals that Larsson should be a villain in it. In the 12th issue of the series, Larsson is now a member of the Frontmen, a team of superpowered guards working for Mr. Somebody Enterprises. His team is working to discredit the Doom Patrol, having been coached in various ways on how to make the heroes look bad for the cameras. Unknown to the Frontmen, Mr. Somebody has rigged their uniforms to deliver fatal blows in ways that make it seem as if the Doom Patrol killed them intentionally. Zebra Man. Zebra Man is the name of 4 DC Comics supervillains. The first Zebra Man was a high-tech scientist whose machinery irradiated his entire body. It also gave him superpowers that enabled him to attract and repel anything besides metal, referred to within the story as diamagnetism. With his body covered by black and white stripes and highlighted by a glowing aura, he became Zebra Man. He went on a crime spree where he encountered Batman and Robin. During the first fight, Batman was accidentally irradiated by the same energy. Without an inhibitor belt, Batman was out of control with his diamagnetism, causing Robin to go on without him. Batman soon took advantage of the diamagnetism and used it to attract Zebra Man to himself, and then attract both of them to Gotham City Police Department. Magenta. Magenta is a fictional character in the DC Comics series Teen Titans. She is a former hero turned villain. The character first appeared in the new Teen Titans number 17, March 1982, as Frances Kane, and debuted as Magenta 5 years later in Teen Titans Spotlight number 16, November 1987. An early concept design for Magenta by George Perez appeared in DC Sampler number 2. The character's initial name was Polara, and her color scheme consisted of red and blue, rather than magenta and white. Magenta made a live appearance on the 3rd season of The Flash, played by Joey King. Frances Kane was Wally West's girlfriend during this Kid Flash days. When Wally was a member of the new Teen Titans, Frances began to have strange experiences, including objects flying around without control. Frances's mother believed that she had been possessed, a theory that gained credence when, during an especially powerful episode, the silhouette of a large horned person appeared. The Titans managed to save Frances, who was thereafter discovered to have magnetic superpowers. Unbeknownst to the Titans, the silhouette had not been a demon, but the magnetically powered supervillain Dr. Polaris, who had been trapped in another dimension by Green Lantern and was trying to use Frances's nascent powers to escape. Tick. The Tick is a comic book superhero created by cartoonist Ben Edlund in 1986 as a newsletter mascot for the New England Comics chain of Boston area comic book stores. The character is a parody of American comic book superheroes. After its creation, the character spun off into an independent comic book series in 1988 and gained mainstream popularity through an animated TV series on Fox in 1994. 2 live-action TV series, a video game, and various merchandise have also been based on the character. IGN's list of the top 100 comic book characters of all time ranked The Tick as number 57. In 1994, the Fox network introduced The Tick as a Saturday morning cartoon series, which Edlund wrote and co-produced. Lasting 3 seasons, the animated series provided The Tick's greatest mainstream fame. Townsend Coleman voiced the title character, and Mickey DeLenz played his sidekick Arthur in Season 1. Rob Paulsen took over the Arthur role during Seasons 2 and 3. The series also featured hapless heroes Die Fledermaus, Sewer Urchin, and American Maid. Reruns on Comedy Central helped make the series a cult hit with adults. The 1997 book The Tick, Mighty Blue Justice, by Greg Hyland, creator of Lethargic Lad, was published as a tie-in with the animated series. Crimson Bolt? Crimson Bolt is the alias of Frank Darbo, as well as the protagonist of the 2010 movie Super. He is an awkward but kind-hearted man who is stricken with vivid hallucinations and depression after his wife is taken away from him by an evil club owner and drug dealer known as Jacques. Growing up with a less than desirable childhood, he describes his life as one with pain, humiliation, and rejection. This is most likely due to his awkward demeanor and his doormat-like personality. He is very religious and always upholds his morals to a T, refusing even to curse. This is most likely due to his strict father beating Christianity into him at a young age. He is also shown to be very mentally unstable, having multiple hallucinations of God and the devil as a child, and even believing that his personal hero, the Holy Avenger, wants him to become the Crimson Bolt. He is also known to be extremely loyal to his friends and loved ones, shown to do anything possible to get his wife, Sarah, back from Jacques, even if it means becoming a vigilante. He is also shown to care deeply about his sidekick Libby, aka Balti. While not having any real superpowers or any professional training, his delusional and mental illness make him extremely unpredictable and dangerous.